Ahead, the Archdiocese of Chicago brings you programs about the people, events, and issues that touch our lives. Welcome to Catholic Chicago.
Good morning. Welcome to Catholic Chicago on WNDZ, 750 AM, 312-255-8408, 312-255-8408. Also get us on youtube.com/Catholic Chicago. Again, youtube.com/Catholic Chicago is becoming very popular, Mark, among people. Father Greg Sakowicz, the rector of Cathedral, and co-host Mark Teresi, who is working with the Legacy Program, 175th for the Cathedral,
right,
which is coming up 24 and 25. And Mark, congratulations.
Thank you.
Grandpa and Grandma. This would be grandchild number 7.
Yes.
Emma Catherine.
Isn't that a beautiful name?
Emma Catherine.
And you know
beautiful.
what Emma is short for? I didn't know this. Father Grassi, a friend of ours, mom was named Immaculata.
Oh, wow.
And Emma is short for Immaculata.
Now, is she going to be baptized Emma or Immaculata?
I don't know. It wouldn't be Immaculata. It'd
But
probably,
Emma Catherine. What did she weigh, by the way?
Probably lean on the Catherine. She's 6 pounds, 10 ounces, 21 inches.
And I was born at 6 pounds, 11 ounces.
Really?
Uh-huh. And so, 100 years ago. And Mom and Emma doing well?
Matthew and Liz are doing fine. We came down yesterday and saw Emma and her little brother, older brother, who's James Mark, 3 years old, came down to see, brought her a little balloon, which when we went to...
You showed me the video.
Yeah, when we came...
That was so adorable.
Last night to see him, he had the balloon and was whacking all the grandparents on the head.
With a balloon. Now, with 7 grandchildren, 6 girls and 1 boy.
Yeah, he's going to be spoiled rotten.
Wow.
You can see it already. They all love
Because
him.
Marty and Shannon, 5 girls,
Yeah,
ranging from what age to what
remember
age?
you had that wedding.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, it was great. You knew Shannon since she was like 5 years old or 6 years old.
Exactly, from St. Mary of the Woods with her mom and dad.
Yeah.
So it's amazing how the time keeps moving on,
It
flying
sure does.
on. And
Sure
we
does.
go back. You and I met in September of 1973.
Yeah, unbelievable.
You were 18. I was 20. I was a junior in the college seminary. You were a college freshman. And then it's ironic, in all the years of ministry, that our lives took different paths, but very similar, because in many of our times together, we have worked together directly or indirectly, how the hand of God weaves through our lives in
Sure
mysterious
does.
ways, and now we're together again at the Cathedral. And by the way, congratulations to the Chicago Bears. I'm really impressed.
You're in a better mood today, so that's good.
Well, it does help to win a game, and they're 2-5 for the year, and they beat an okay Las Vegas, usually Oakland Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders team, but the Raiders were minus their starting quarterback Garoppolo. We were minus our starting quarterback Justin Field, but this guy's name is Tyson Bagent stepped in, and I'll give you an example. 1 year ago right now, he was playing Division II baseball, football, for Shepherd College out east. And they're playing a game against the Colorado coal miners in Division II, and 1 year later, starting in the NFL, and he bags a win. So talk about life changer. And he was actually undrafted, tried out for the Bears, made the team, back up to Justin Field. Justin Field gets hurt a week ago. He steps in, starter, he had a nice controlled game, no turnovers, and that was the key.
Wasn't he thinking of wrapping it up? Is he a teacher?
I Well, he was playing. He was in college, getting his degree at the Division II at Shepherd, and I don't know what his major was, to be a teacher or physical education or chemistry.
maybe.
I have no idea. But all I know is that you go. He wasn't even Division I. Division I would be like Notre Dame, Michigan, UCLA. That's Division I football. Division II is a smaller, by way of a population. And so it's good football, but it's a far cry from Division I.
And as we approach our show today, our guest is in Division I as a marathoner
runner.
And a priest.
And a priest, Father Mike Bradley and Sister Susan. And Michael and Brian, do we have our guests? We do? Oh, very good. Excellent. So the Chicago Marathon 2 weeks ago was the 50th marathon that Father Mike Bradley had run. Through running, Father Mike raises money for the Heart to Heart ministry at St. Gertrude Parish on Chicago's northwest side. Join us for the first half hour of today's program will eventually be Father Mike Bradley, a great priest ordained in 1978. Mike and I, with you, were in the seminary because he was 78, I was 79. Your class mark would have been 81. And
his brother Kevin is in my class.
In your class, and that's true. And the director of the Heart to Heart Ministry at St. Gertrude, Sister Susan Quaintance. Sister Susan, welcome to the program this morning. We're still waiting for Father Mike. How are you, Susan?
She's kind of signaling she can't hear us.
She can't hear us. Okay, so we see your face, Sister Susan.
Half of it.
Half of it now. Now we lost you there. So
there we are. There we are.
Yeah, here we are again. So
I have plenty of pictures of my new granddaughter. If you'd like to
flip them up. Flip them up, and then
I'll show you just one of them in case we have to fill it.
Well, I think we have Father Bradley and Sister Susan. Can you hear us?
Oh, there goes the pictures.
Are you able to hear us, Sister Susan and Father Mike?
Hello.
Hello,
Mike. How are you?
Okay. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay. And Sister Susan, can you hear us? I guess we have lost Sister Susan, but Father Mike Bradley, you are an outstanding priest of the Archdiocese for many, many years. In fact, to think that you and I met in September of 71, you were a sophomore in the college seminary. I was a freshman.
You arrived from Notre Dame College Prep, Mary Seat of Wisdom boy.
You
were special.
Yeah, that's right. I remember the term special. Yeah. And we met, God, that was back, to think that we met 52 years ago.
Wow.
We were teenagers. Mike, you were 19. I was 18. And in fact, here's a little story. When I was thinking about going to the college seminary in November of 1970, still a senior at Notre Dame, I did a tour of Niles College Seminary at Harlem and Toohey. And Mike, if I'm not mistaken, was it you or Ed Filikowski that I met in your dorm? Either I met you first, you introduced me to Ed, or I met Ed, he introduced me to you. That's what I think about. That was back in November of 1970. I was impressed with all the guys. In fact, your dorm was, I think it was an S1B or something as a sophomore.
It'd be Stritch.
Stritch, right?
Yeah,
Stritch Hall.
Because Father John Finnegan walked me down to your dorm and met a few of the guys, and you were one of them. Ed was one of them. There was also another guy. His name was, I want to say, Mark somebody. He's a guitar player.
And we didn't scare you away.
No, and who was the guitar player in your dorm? I think his name was Mark. Am I thinking, is that the right guy?
Sorry, I don't remember.
Yeah, so, well, listen, Mike, congratulations on running your 50th marathon 2 weeks ago. And by curiosity, what was your time?
6 hours, 14 minutes.
And what's the best you have ever done your whole life?
4 hours, 20 minutes.
Wow.
4 hours. What year was that?
I have to look it up. A long time ago.
Now, have you run all 45 Chicago marathons?
No. This was my 21st Chicago. and the 50th overall. So I've run in several different states and other locations. I've even run the Paris Marathon.
The Paris Marathon.
Is that when you were studying over there?
That's when I was a student at the Catholic University of Louvain in Belgium.
Yeah.
And ironically, when you guys were running the Chicago Marathon 2 weeks ago, I ran to Dairy Queen.
And had a double.
and had a blizzard.
Mike, how do you prepare? Now, give us a little example from years ago to now this year. What are the differences in how you prepared?
Yeah, I had been a member of the Chicago Area Runners Association, CARA, which is a great organization and offers training programs, participated with those for a number of years. And more recently, I've trained on my own. And actually, 3 years ago or so, I got injured and hadn't been running until June of this year under doctor's orders, and got back into it and did a lot of training on my own. I really enjoy going to St. Boniface Cemetery and Calvary Cemetery and other locations where it's quiet, not much traffic, and find it a great opportunity to relax and pray.
Now, Mike, when you ran the marathon 2 weeks ago, that was your first marathon in 3 years because of the injury. What happened? What happened in the with the injury? Your knee?
Well, I gosh, nobody likes to listen to an old guy talk about their.
I'll talk about my football injuries. Yeah.
Great. Yeah. Oh gosh, nothing could be more boring. But I had some back issues, and I injured one of my feet. So.
Wow. Did you take a fall during the run?
No. Well, no, I can't explain it. A lot of people with back problems, you don't anticipate, and suddenly you've got a lot of back pain. And with my foot, I damaged the nerve endings for my toes, and I was surprised at how painful that can be.
Now, I think if you back up, when you were in college and the theology at Mundelein, I don't remember you as a runner, let's say, around the lake. Were you running then?
I would run around the lake a few times, but
you never saw him because you weren't there.
I guess, yeah, that's right. That's right. I was in the library.
Yeah, right.
Great student.
Maybe it was the chapel. And Mike is running. Yes, I think it was the chapel, Mike. And the thing is now, having run your 50th, are there plans to go for 51?
Gosh, that's a great question. I started to register yesterday for the 2024 Chicago, and then I began to have problems with my phone.
I thought maybe with your hearing.
God was speaking to me, but I still might register. I'd love to do that.
Well, now,
and among Chicago clergy and religious, there's some wonderful, talented, and excellent runners. Sister Stephanie Baliga, you are very familiar with. She's one of my heroes, and she was a student of mine in a course at Mundelein.
Wow.
And gosh, I look up to her so much. And a number of other runners who are really superb. Father Tom Boharic ran again this year. Father Rob Schultz. And Father Mark Augustin.
Oh, sure.
I know there are others that I'm not thinking of, but they are an inspiration to me to keep going.
Take us to break, Mark. That's cool.
Yeah, when we come back, I would like to start with a little vignette story about Father Mike. WNDZ 750 AM, Catholic Chicago, 312-255-840. You at youtube.com/Catholic Chicago. It's a very nice story. So we'll be back in a few minutes. Please stay tuned.
Also, we'll be joined by Sister Susan, too.
Right. Beautiful.
Catholic Charities Glow of Hope brunch will be held on Sunday, November 5th at the Four Seasons Hotel. This special event raises awareness and critical funds for our family violence and recovery programs at our House of the Good Shepherd. Since 1859, the House of the Good Shepherd has opened its doors to women and children who have faced unspeakable trauma and fear. This transitional housing residence in Cook County helps domestic violence victims recover and plan for a safer, happier future. The theme for this year's Glow of Hope brunch is An Afternoon in Paris. Join us for this annual Catholic Charities gathering on Sunday, November 5th. To purchase tickets and learn about sponsorships for the Glow of Hope brunch, visit CatholicCharities.net or call 312-948-6864. That's 312-948-6864.
I feel special. I feel great. I got good grades.
We've seen a huge surge in our kids now meeting or exceeding grade level. Come check us out. You may have never thought we were an option before.
Our school communities provide students with academic excellence and character education in a supportive and stable learning environment. Come see for yourself. Visit archchicago.org/findaschool. Mother Cabrini, a missionary woman religious, helped shape America's social and healthcare system in the early 20th century, hugely impacting the city of Chicago. If you or your family are from Chicago, this is part of your history. Join other young adults for networking and learning together about this remarkable saint. Come together to pray and discern how sacred art and architecture bring us closer to our Lord. On Saturday, November 11, attend a Mass at 11 a.m., followed by a guided tour at the Shrine of St. Francis Xavier Cabrini. It's located at 2520 North Lakeview Avenue here in Chicago. For more information, contact the Illinois chapter of the Patrons of the Arts in the Vatican Museums at 312-534-5351.
Today was a pep rally and a fun run and fun walk here at St. Gertrude, and we're here at Heart to Heart, which is a parish outreach to the people of the Edgewater and Uptown community. It's helping senior citizens and shut-ins, providing trips to the grocery store, to the doctor, to church, and oftentimes just a friendly phone call and support for people who are not able to get around so much. Heart to Heart is a great service, great outreach. It'll be my 21st Chicago marathon, and overall it'll be my 50th marathon. And it's, I can't believe it. I guess people are surprised that a priest is running. I keep a prayer list on my arm of different people who've asked me to remember them in their prayers, and it's good to be able to offer that up and know that they are close to God, and God is close to me as I run. Runner's World magazine was here, which surprised me because I've read some of the articles these people have written. It's good because it's all for the church, it's all for God's people, and it's a nice feeling.
Give me an M! Give me an I! I! Hey! Hey! Give me an E! E! What's that spell? I! Where is it? Right there!
Extremely proud of Father Mike, and I only wish I could do it, but there's no way I could ever do it, so he does it for all of us.
Every time I get tired and feel, oh, why am I doing this? I think of the people who are helped by Heart to Heart, and that motivates me. Or I'll see some parishioners out in the crowd cheering me on, and that's like the Holy Spirit touching my heart and keeping me going.
Lots of people, you know, run marathons for themselves, and that's great. But he's running a marathon for thousands of other people, which is pretty cool. Be like Mike. Be like Mike.
We're back. WNDZ 750 AM Catholic Chicago. 312-255-8408. You can go to youtube.com/Catholic Chicago. And just that brief story.
That was a wonderful, wonderful video. Oh my gosh. That was terrific.
I mean, it just captures the energy.
Yes. Yeah.
And the love that people at St. Gertrude's have for Father Mike.
No question.
I mean,
you got a story about Mike?
Just briefly, one Sunday, we go to Gertrude's for Mass, and Mike, I've known Father Mike since forever. In fact, I was mentioning that Father Greg sang for Father Mike's first Mass, and then
in Des Plaines, right?
Right, at St. Stephen's, and then the reception was there, and I think my wife danced with Father Mike to the tuba band that was there. But anyway, the story quickly is one Sunday after Mass, we were with our young daughter, Dulce, who's a special needs, Special Olympian, who has Special Olympic medals, and Father Mike was there, and as we were walking by and saying hello, he gave our daughter one of his marathon medals,
wow,
which she treasures. I mean, to
this day.
To this day, yeah. So I'd just like to thank him again for that and hand it over to you.
That's a very touching story. That's powerful. And now, of course, Dulce is at Misericordia.
She's at Misericordia at Shannon Apartments. She's been participating in Special Olympics for years and years.
She loves it.
Oh yeah, and she has a lot of gold medals. If she only had one, she'd have one more than her dad had. So
it was a great story regarding Father Mike and your daughter with the gold medal from the Olympics.
Dulce's a real sweetheart.
Yeah.
She's got the right name.
Yeah, she does.
She's perfect. Now, do we have Sister Susan with us, Brian and Mike?
Yeah,
Sister Susan. I'd like to welcome also the director of the Heart to Heart Ministry at St. Gertrude, Sister Susan Quaintance. Sister Susan, welcome to the program.
Thanks very much.
And the thing is now, how long have you been involved with Heart to Heart?
Well, not very long at all. I started at the beginning of July of this year as director, but I have known about the good work of Heart to Heart and Father Mike Bradley for a long time before that. Back when I was teaching at St. Scholastica Academy, I knew of this work. So I'm thrilled to be a part of it.
What years were you at St. Scholastica?
From 1991 to 2013.
91 to 2013. And teaching what?
English and theology.
That is. And are you from Chicago originally?
I am not. I am from the Quad Cities.
Okay.
I came here to do the Jesuit Volunteer Corps in 1985, and much to my parents' chagrin, never left.
Sister Susan, how did you find the Benedictines?
Or did they find you?
When I was a Jesuit volunteer, I worked at Howard Area Community Center.
With Sister Patsy Crowley.
With Sister Patricia Crowley,
Yeah.
yes. She was the executive director then, and there were several other Benedictines on staff. So it.
And I heard that just from Mark, she just
she
passed away last week.
Yeah. Is there any
October 14th.
Is there any information on services?
Yes. Her funeral will be on Saturday, November 4th at St. Nicholas in Evanston.
Okay.
Just an outstanding religious and human being, and so dedicated and hardworking and bright. And I just heard from Mark during the commercial that Sister Patsy had passed away last week, now October 14th, and so God rest her soul. And what a great lady, saintly woman. And now, as you're a coming to St. Gertrude just came starting this past July, full-time ministry?
This very summer.
Now, what made you
part-time?
Oh, part-time. Now, hold it. If you're part-time at St. Gertrude's, where's your other part-time?
Good question, because I can't just have one part-time job.
No.
Not in the church.
No.
I'm also the sub-prioress of the Benedictine Sisters of Chicago here at St. Scholastica.
Oh, sure. In fact, when I was at St. Mary's from 2010 to 2016, I would once in a while say Mass, daily Mass for the community. Right. And great group of sisters. So you have been in St. Scholastica, the priory there, for how many years?
35.
You've lived there on Ridge for 35 years?
I have. We take a vow of stability.
That is amazing. That's amazing there.
Do you know you also have, I had done some staff work with folks. You have that beautiful facility for, I don't know if it's for public rental, but we've done retreats there. And you have that little space there that can take maybe 12, 15 people for
our Oasis room.
Yeah, that's beautiful facility. I wonder if, do you rent that out to folks?
Yes, people come and use that space for meetings, for retreats. And I think what's so nice about it is, it's right on our grounds.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I'm looking out right now at our beautiful grounds.
Oh, beautiful.
Now, is Father Mike Bradley still with us?
Yes.
A quick question, Mike, in the last couple of minutes, and that is, in all your years of running the marathon, but especially your years at St. Gertrude for Heart to Heart Ministry, is there any particular story that so stands out in your mind, either preparing for a race, running a race, or after a race, that has kept you motivated or was a great surprise moment for you in all these years?
Well, I'd say you kind of remember the most recent, and this one, dedicating it to Bishop Kevin Birmingham, kind of stands out for me because I really felt his presence. He had just been buried the day before on his 52nd birthday, as you know. He was a student of mine at Quigley Seminary South, so I knew him from his freshman year. Wow. And he was always an inspiration. And I think that one memory of him really stands out in my mind.
What an outstanding priest and bishop, who, as you mentioned, he died, I think it was October 1 or October 2, and buried on his birthday.
Could I ask, Sister, if people want to contribute to Heart, how can they do that?
Well, thanks for asking. Mm-hmm. They can go to the St. Gertrude's website, and there is a link that says if you'd like to donate to Heart, or you could send a check to St. Gertrude's, made out to St. Gertrude's with Heart in the memo line, and we will put those funds to good work.
And Sister Susan, what is the website for St. Gertrude's?
stgertrudeschicago.org.
One more time.
stgertrudeschicago.org.
What about a phone number? Your office?
That's a hard question.
Give him Father Mike's phone number, his cell phone
number.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody has that.
Mike, what is the number to the rectory?
773-764-3621.
One more time.
St. Gertrude Rectory, 773-764-3621.
Well, want to
Thanks for saving me there, Mike.
Good team over there.
Yes.
Want to thank in a very special way Father Mike Bradley and Sister Susan Quaintance for being part of the program. Mike, we have great memories going back all these years, how quickly the years have gone by, and you're a tremendous priest, and with Sister Susan, 35 years at the Priory, and that's amazing, and God bless both of you. St. Gertrude is a fabulous parish,
Sure
great community, and this Heart to Heart ministry is so well known, and the funds are put to tremendous use. So, Susan and Mike, thank you for joining us here on program this morning. You are listening to Catholic Chicago on WNDZ 750 312-255-8408. Also get us on youtube.com/Catholic Chicago. Father Greg Sakowicz, Mark Teresi. Stay with us for part 2. And again, do not touch that dial.
It will be a special night to remember on Friday, December 1st at Catholic Charities' 2023 Spirit of St. Nicholas Ball at the Chicago Hilton. The Spirit of St. Nicholas Ball is one of the most elegant galas of the holiday season in Chicago, and proceeds provide critical funding for our programs and services into the new year. Gather your families, friends, and work colleagues for an extraordinary black tie event to celebrate the Christmas season. Enjoy an opening reception, gourmet meal, and live entertainment courtesy of the Ken Arlen Orchestra, all in support of Catholic Charities. Don't miss this special night for a great cause on Friday, December 1st. To purchase tickets and learn about sponsorships for the Spirit of St. Nicholas Ball, visit CatholicCharities.net or call 312-948-6864. That's 312-948-6864.
I am a seminarian.
The Church needs compassionate and well-trained priests to help guide each of us through life.
What inspires me, what draws me always to the priesthood is continue to see priests be a beacon of hope for other people.
You can play a part in the education of these young men as they prepare for a life of service to others.
I want to be that beacon of hope too, and it sets my heart on fire.
To support our seminarians, make your gift at archchicago.org/seminarian fund or call 312-534-7959.
The cemetery ministry is a core ministry of our Catholic faith tied to the corporal works of mercy. It's comforting to know that our Catholic cemeteries are caring for the remains of our loved ones awaiting the resurrection. There are 44 Archdiocese of Chicago Catholic cemeteries willing to help you in your time of loss. Call 708-449-6100 or visit CatholicCemeteriesChicago.org. Catholic Cemeteries, serving the Catholic community since 1837.
You're listening to Catholic Chicago. Ahead, the Archdiocese of Chicago brings you programs about the people, events, and issues that touch our lives. Thanks for letting us be part of your morning. Now again, Catholic Chicago.
Welcome back to Catholic Chicago on WNDZ 750 AM 312-255-8408. Also get us on youtube.com/Catholic Chicago. Father Greg Sakowicz along with Mark Teresi. That was a great first half.
Sure was.
You know, it almost inspires me.
To what?
To want to
go walk back to the cathedral.
To walk back to the cathedral. You know, it almost inspires me to just get so fired up and walk briskly back to the cathedral 2 whole blocks.
Yeah, if you were going to say inspired to the marathon, Mary and I would pledge $1,000 a mile.
I might collect $200 from you if I was lucky. Again, we'll continue the same theme.
Yes.
Sticking with the theme of priest running to raise money, Father Robert Schultz, pastor of Holy Virgin Martyrs Parish in Siller Park, also ran in the Chicago Marathon and raised money for his parish. Father Rob also recently participated in the Iron Man's Triathlon. Wow.
Wow.
Joining us for the second half of today's program are Father Robert Schultz, Marlene Baca and Zerlina Kirchen. Welcome to the program, everybody. Good morning. Are you with us?
Morning.
Good morning to all. We hear voices, which we'll see probably in a second. Rob, are you there? Father Rob? Marlene? Zerlina?
Well,
anybody
I'm
home?
here.
And was that Zerlina?
Yes.
Zerlina, how are you?
And you?
Now, fine, thank you. Now, what is your ministry role at the parish?
My main role is I'm the coordinator of lifelong faith formation at the parish.
Okay, what is your background? Are you from Chicago growing up?
Yeah, I actually grew up in this parish.
Oh, you
wow.
did. Now, of course, the name Holy Virgin Martyrs Parish was formerly called what?
The two parishes were St. Beatrice and St. Maria Goretti's.
In Schiller Park.
Yes.
So were you at St. Beatrice or Maria Goretti?
St. Beatrice.
Okay, where'd you go to high school then?
East Leiden.
Oh my gosh. So then you are a local and now working full-time for the parish.
Yes.
That is true. Now, what was your role in the whole marathon run by Father Rob?
I assisted Marlene with getting the fundraiser ready and helping prepare the materials for it.
And how much money was raised for the run?
Father would know that better.
All right. In fact, do we have Marlene yet on the air or Father Rob?
I'm here too. I had problems with the audio. Sorry, I'm back.
Now, who's that?
Father Rob.
Rob,
Sorry.
Rob, how are you?
We're all there.
Oh, okay. I see Father Rob and also see Marlene there too. And now, Rob, you were ordained in what year?
2001.
Okay, I was class of 79, so about 22 years after me. And he's a great priest.
So I was up at Munlide then.
When Rob was there as a seminarian?
Yeah, I started in 99.
Okay, sure. And now I knew, Rob, that you were running marathons. Had no idea you compete in the Ironman triathlon. Now, what are the different things you do for an Ironman triathlon?
Well, to be fair, because I can't take credit for it was a half Ironman. I always like to specify that because I've never done the full Ironman distance, just the half, although it's still pretty long. So the half Ironman is a 1.2 mile swim, and then a 56-mile bike, and then a 13.1 mile run for 70.3 miles. So it's sometimes called an Ironman 70.3.
Now, you ran the half triathlon when?
September 30th, so it was 8 days before the Chicago Marathon.
Holy man! So you did the half triathlon, and a week later ran the marathon.
Yes.
Oh my gosh! And where was the triathlon held?
Muncie, Indiana. It was the closest one I could find. So.
Mm-hmm. And how was the weather for that day?
The weather was great. It was actually a picture-perfect day. It was a little cool in the morning, but that's actually better. The only problem is I had a bad cold on the day of the race.
Oh, wow.
And so I always have breathing is always an issue for me when running. I have exercise-induced asthma, so I take an inhaler. So I can only go as fast as my lungs will let me. That's why I'm usually one of the later people to finish. But it was even worse, of course, with the cold. So I finished the half Ironman, but I didn't do nearly as well as I hoped.
Oh, to do with a cold is amazing. Out of curiosity, when you ran the Chicago Marathon, what was your time this year?
I was feeling better. I felt healthy for the marathon. So again, I was still slow, but I beat my marathon time from last year by 6 minutes.
Oh, great!
That is terrific.
So my finish time was 5 hours 49 minutes.
That is, well, congratulations. And we have Marlene on the program. Marlene, you are the one that kind of quarterbacked the whole fundraising for the marathon for the parish. Are you there? Can you hear us, Marlene? We can't hear you. We can see you.
Oh, your audio's off.
Your audio's, but you can hear us, right, Marlene? Go ahead, Mark.
I was going to ask.
It's been great talking to you, Marlene.
Yeah. Father, how did the parish respond to your running, and how did the fundraising look? I'm sure you were funding ministries, so people get that piece. But we had Father Bradley on before. The parish seemed very excited and supportive. What were your feelings about how the parish responded?
Was that to me? I'm sorry. My
Yes.
connection was.
That was for you, Father Rob.
Okay. The parish, the parishioners are so wonderful. They've always been so supportive. This isn't my first race fundraiser for the parish. When I've had some significant races in the past, I did it as a fundraiser because we've needed so many things around here, and people have always jumped on board and supported me in the parish. So, it's been wonderful. So I know you asked earlier how much we raised. I think not.
He froze.
Don't leave us hanging. Don't leave us hanging there, Rob. I think we have lost you there.
Maybe we're back now.
No, I think we lost. We lost. Just when you about to tell us the amount of money. The suspense is killing me. How about this? We're going to go to break.
Yeah,
and then we'll go to Mark. Take us to break.
And let's remind people about the parish, Holy Virgin Martyrs Parish in Schiller Park. Look up their website and support Father. I mean,
exactly.
He's a great guy. WNDZ, 7:50 a.m. Catholic Chicago, 312-255-8408, or you can go to YouTube.com/Catholic Chicago. Father Greg Sakowicz, Mark Teresi here. We'll be back with Father Robert Schultz and Marlene Baca and Zerlina Kirchen from Holy Virgin Martyrs Parish, talking more about the wonderful marathon that he ran and the wonderful way it raises money for ministries in their parish. We'll be back in a minute. Please stay tuned.
Catholic Charities Glow of Hope brunch will be held on Sunday, November 5th at the Four Seasons Hotel. This special event raises awareness and critical funds for our family violence and recovery programs at our House of the Good Shepherd. Since 1859, the House of the Good Shepherd has opened its doors to women and children who have faced unspeakable trauma and fear. This transitional housing residence in Cook County helps domestic violence victims recover and plan for a safer, happier future. The theme for this year's Glow of Hope brunch is an afternoon in Paris. Join us for this annual Catholic Charities gathering on Sunday, November 5th. To purchase tickets and learn about sponsorships for the Glow of Hope brunch, visit CatholicCharities.net or call 312-948-6864. That's 312-948-6864.
Welcome back.
Es fabuloso verlos.
Dobrze jest znowu być razem.
It's good to be together again.
After so many months apart, pandemic capacity limits have been lifted, and we want to welcome everyone back to church. We can all pray together again. And listen as our choirs lift their voices in song.
We've been together in spirit.
And now, when you are ready, our doors are open wide.
Nuestras puertas están abiertas de par en par.
Nasze drzwi są otwarte.
And we're here to welcome you back to Catholic Mass.
Mother Cabrini, a missionary woman religious, helped shape America's social and healthcare system in the early 20th century, hugely impacting the city of Chicago. If you or your family are from Chicago, this is part of your history. Join other young adults for networking and learning together about this remarkable saint. Come together to pray and discern how sacred art and architecture bring us closer to our Lord. On Saturday, November 11, attend a Mass at 11 a.m., followed by a guided tour at the Shrine of St. Francis Xavier Cabrini. It's located at 2520 North Lakeview Avenue here in Chicago. For more information, contact the Illinois chapter of the Patrons of the Arts in the Vatican Museums at 312-534-5351.
We're back. WNDZ, 750 AM, Catholic Chicago, 312-255-8408. You can go to youtube.com/Catholic Chicago. We're with Father Robert Schultz, pastor of Holy Virgin Martyrs, Parish Schiller Park. We're also joined by Marlene Baca and Zerlina Kirchen, and we're talking about the marathon that Father ran for the benefit of parish ministries over at Holy Virgin Martyrs Parish in Schiller Park. I'm double checking here. I'd like to ask Marlene a question. Marlene, are you with us?
Yes.
There you are.
Good.
You moved.
All right.
Give folks who are listening a little bit of background on how do you put together something like this event with Father, and maybe a few of the ministries that are going to benefit from the marathon.
Well, we put it together with the different ministries. We, discussed it through the parish council, the finance committee, and then we set a goal on what we're going to raise the money for. And we all have a part. Zerlina's in charge of getting all the information out there, all the posters, all the paperwork and that. And then I handle the money, and then Father, of course, does the running.
So it really was a team effort. And now, Rob, this was how many marathons you ran as pastor of the parish?
This was my 12th this year.
Wow. Whoa, your 12th? How many years have you been pastor there?
I've been here a while. I was here for 2 terms at St. Beatrice. And then when we came together, St. Beatrice and St. Maria Goretti, and now Holy Virgin Martyrs. So they asked me to stay on to help with the transition. So I'm in my first term now here. So I've been here 14 years.
So which means then you're running the marathon for the parish. I mean, you're a veteran, and people have now come to know it and love it and support it. And out of curiosity, maybe Marlene or Rob would have an answer for this. In all the years accumulated, how much has been raised for the parish for different programs through all your running, Rob?
Well, I should clarify, I haven't done every marathon as a fundraiser. I didn't want to keep doing it. I mean, I ran it every year, but I didn't want to keep asking people for money every year. So like my first marathon I did as a fundraiser, my 10th I did as a fundraiser. This year, the marathon and a half Ironman, I thought, but over the years, like for a few years ago, when I did my 10th marathon, we were renovating a new parish hall. We kind of renovated part of the old school building to make it a new accessible parish hall. And people were very much behind that. And that raised an amazing $70,000.
Wow.
That's
phenomenal. Great.
Yeah.
Wow.
And make sure you put...
And then sorry.
I was going to say, make sure you put Father Greg on your solicitation list for next marathon. Okay.
Yeah. And then just previous races together, I don't know, over 100,000.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that's wonderful.
That's amazing. Now, Zerlina, in your work there, you seem like you're doing a lot of work behind the scenes, paperwork, organizing, getting things ready. And tell us more about your whole role with this marathon.
So traditionally, when the parish works on different types of advertisements and that, I usually help design the different posters, the flyers, that kind of stuff. So I designed the marathon poster that was going to be put out for the parish, that went into the bulletin, that was released to our local paper. And then I worked on getting the envelopes and stuff ready for the pews.
Good. So that a lot of the great background work that has to be done. Now, what's the next step in terms of, are you doing it next year, and is it going to be a fun? This is just my background. We may have run into each other at Munneline, but my background, we built the library there, did a lot of fundraising. And you know where your next gift's going to come from? The person that just gave you the last one. So I would encourage you to think about making it a wonderful annual event. I mean, people want to celebrate you, your priestly ministry, and the ministries in the parish. So I see Marlene kind of smiling in the background there, but that's just a little...
Yeah, honestly, Rob, I would agree with Mark in that is, we priests don't like asking for money, but in the end of the run as pastors, we do. And I think, as Mark said, to support you running a marathon, you are loved in the parish. And I think, here's the other thing, nobody is forced to give. They can choose to give, they can choose not to give. You find a cause, and people love to see their money put into action, but to support their pastor who's running a marathon, not just saying, can we have it for this event, or for this project, but I'm running. So you, again, like Father Mike Bradley, you're not running for yourself. You're running for a cause
it's
to raise
beautiful.
much needed money and funding for the parish for different projects, which,
it's beautiful.
It's terrific. And also, now granted, you are young, but the day will come which you won't be running marathons. That's how it is. I mean, now Mike Bradley, who's 71, is still running marathons, but that's incredible. That is just incredible.
Father Greg does a rector's appeal. He's thinking of adding a marathon, to run a marathon for part of that appeal.
Oh yeah,
You're inspiring him.
Yeah, this is firing me up to go out and get ready to run marathon. Rob, a question I asked Mike Bradley before this, and that is, in all the years you've been running, is there any memorable story that so stands out, that so touched your heart, either during the race, before the race, or after the race?
Yeah, one of the races that stands out the most for me, even though we're talking about the marathon, and I know the story is all about the priest who did the marathon, and I love marathons, but I always tell people my first love with racing is actually triathlon, the swim, bike, run.
Wow.
I got into that first, and eventually I took up marathon, but as much as I love it, I do a triathlon over a marathon, and I love the multi-sport. The first time I ever did a half Ironman was 10 years ago when I turned 40. I wanted to do something crazy because I had never done that distance. I'd usually just do sprint, which is a shorter distance. So at the time, Racine, Wisconsin was hosting one. They don't have it anymore, but I did my first half Ironman in Racine, and I thought I was ready. And I didn't realize I had, in terms of the swim, could have done a lot more preparation. It was a really wavy day. The water was not good. And I panicked, and I really thought I was going to drown. I really thought I was going to die there that day in the swim. I wasn't as experienced as I thought, and I remember just praying Hail Marys and asking God to help me, because this was a fundraiser. It was a big fundraiser for the parish. A lot of people giving money, and I thought, I can't fail. I can't cop out. And I praying, God got me through it. I slowly calmed down, and I always say, I wrote about this. I wrote like a journal about it, my experience. There was one of the lifeguards there in the, and she said, because I was so far back, she said, most of the swimmers are past. If you want, I could stay with you. And I said, could you? And so just having that boat stay near me, I swam the rest of the swim fine. I was totally fine, just knowing there was someone close by. So I always say, I never saw her again. I don't know who she was, but she was like my guardian angel. She got me through the swim. I finished the rest of the race, and it was the biggest, at that time, it was like the biggest race I'd ever done. I just felt such an accomplishment, and I was just so thankful to God.
That is a great, great story where, like, your little guardian angel, just supporting you, just her presence there near you with that boat was like a security for you that encouraged you to keep going. And now when you did that water up in Racine, was that 1.2 miles of swim?
Yes. Yeah, my first time doing it, yeah.
Was it Lake Michigan?
Yes, it was like Michigan. It was cold. It was wavy. It was not ideal conditions. And here I thought, I got this. And yeah, God humbled me pretty quickly, kind of saying, like, you should have done a little more training.
Wow. That's a great story, Rob.
Now, Marlene, always behind an event like this is a lot of organization, but also the afterwards, where people say, Father did this, we raised this money, and here's what it's going toward. What's happening this year with the funds that you're raising?
Was that to me or Marlene? I didn't hear.
Marlene.
It was for the new carpeting in the church.
So every day people will realize this gift was a gift to everybody.
Exactly. And not just, but for use for years to come. And a quick question, Zerlene, and that is, you were raised in that parish as a girl growing up. What got you prompted to move into your life career or service into ministry? Did you see that going back when you were a teenager or college years? That was always your dream, or what was your story for that?
It was kind of gradual. I started off with altar serving, and After altar serving, I left that in 8th grade when I went to high school, and I decided I didn't want to stop serving the parish at that point. So I became a lector, and by my senior year, I became a communion minister. And it was May of my senior year. They were looking for help in the rectory at night, and I was like, "Oh, I'll do that while I'm figuring out what I wanted to do." And gradually, that just led into other ministries, and it led me to where I am today. I wasn't surprised by it. I've always had a love of religion and just my faith and learning about God and being around God. So I wasn't surprised by it. But yeah, it was kind of a gradual thing. I will say I always thank Father Rob for his support. And as awesome as his races are, one of the things he does to support our program is he uses his races to inspire our religious ed kids about, having faith in God. And one of the things he does for our confirmation kids especially is he gives them his race medals at the retreat. We do a little game with them, and the winners win a prize, and they actually win one of his medals. So I think that's so unique and so cool.
That is very cool.
Very cool.
Marlene, the same question. How did you end up in ministry?
Well, it started when my kids went to school here.
Oh, wow.
I was lunch mom. I ran the bingo kitchen during one of the other fundraisers we used to do weekly. We had craft shows here. I taught the children foods. I was substitute teacher here. And then when the school closed down, the current pastor had asked me to come in and work in the rectory. And I've been here for 17 years now.
Wow.
Have you really? 17 years.
That's how it happens.
And maybe in just last minute, Rob is always as fascinated by your vocation story. When did you first think about priesthood? Who influenced you? In maybe 1 minute.
I first thought about it, I guess I could say, first thought about it seriously right at the tail end of college, when I was about to graduate and I still wasn't sure what I wanted to do. And I kept hearing this call to priesthood and I kept pushing it away. And I went to grad school just for one semester. I ended up leaving because that's when I got the call. But I always say it was like the floodgates open when I finally allowed God, when I keep hearing this call in the back of my head, and I said, okay, God, fine, I'll think about priesthood. And then it was like the floodgates open, and it was all I could think about nonstop. And I went to visit Mundelein Seminary on one of those ministry weekends, and I just fell in love with it, and I kind of knew that's where I was supposed to be.
Well, then where'd you go to high school?
St. Joseph in Westchester, which is now closed.
And what about undergrad?
Millikan University in Decatur, Illinois.
Interesting. So then you entered Mundelein Seminary in about 1996?
96, exactly, yeah.
96.
And did a year of pre-theology.
Yeah, the pre-theo then. Well, I want to thank in a very special way Father Rob Schultz, Marlene Baca, and Zerlina Kirchen for joining us today. And Father Rob is the pastor of Holy Virgin Martyrs Parish in Schiller Park. Thank you for being in the program, all three of you. God bless you. You make a wonderful team.
Yes.
And keep running there, Rob. And want to thank in a very special way co-host Mark Teresi, our great work of our producer's engineer, Michael May and Brian Hockeyman Brock. To our listeners, may God bless you. Have a blessed week. It's hard to believe that next week, Halloween, All Souls, All Saints. So God bless. Take care.
Join us every Monday through Friday at this time for Catholic Chicago. You can stream our programs live or listen to past programs by visiting our website, archchicago.org, and clicking on Radio TV. And please connect with Catholic Chicago on social media.